everyone. I am beyond excited to welcome my friend Jodi St-Martin to the My WHIM Life show, where we're sharing wisdom, humor, inspiration, and motivation so that you can have the life that you want. Jodi and I have had an opportunity to adventure a little bit together, and I've watched as she has developed her ladies only travel. And I am super excited to hear more about what she has in store. So, Jodi, tell everyone else a little bit about you.
Well, Wendy, it sounds like we have a mutual admiration for one another because I am also watching you. And yeah, your inspiration that I see in person on social media is awesome. So I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks. A little bit about me. Well, I'm an onion, so you're asking for me just to peel a little bit back. But
yes.
What I tell most people right off is just so you know, I'm painfully extroverted. Painful. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, and then I'll just break it down a little bit. So
yeah,
my love, passion in life are, of course, my family and my friends, but I really, really love to spend time and meet new women. Women in general, ladies, are my heart passion. And ironically, I have 4 daughters. So I've had some practice, right? and I have a wide circle of eclectic friends, which is really my favorite thing as well. So basically, building relationships, meeting new people, connecting women to other women, or just expanding my circle of friends is one of my favorite things to do. I am a proud business owner. I didn't even know what that looked like. I don't think I ever wanted that, but it just so happened, because I tend to be a gap filler, that this was just something I felt like I could do well. And that's where Ladies Only Travel got created, was out of efforts to network and bring women together for travel, or for the purpose of travel.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's so amazing to watch you create this, and the buzz that you have created and the people that want to be involved, especially considering that we're kind of in the worst possible world situation for travel right now, but still it's booming. It's just it's such an inspiration to see someone go after something that they're really passionate about, even when it seems like all the odds are stacked against you.
Well, my glass is always half full. So I find that, yes, we can't really travel like we want to, but it's allowed me a couple things as an entrepreneur. Is one, I get to really develop my platform and what I want it to look like, and without having to be forced into something that maybe Ladies Only Travel wasn't ready to do well. It's allowed me the opportunity to connect with the right people, to really decide what, as a company, I want that to look like. I'm crossing over some niches together that maybe never would have been together: luxury travel, group travel, ladies only, and traveling with a purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful actually for COVID, for this developing of the company, because when we actually get to start traveling, which will be April of 2021, we'll be ready.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see where things go. Tell us a little bit about, just so we can get a feel for it, what that first trip looks like. I know you're doing something very local to the Idaho area first. So tell us a little bit about what that looks like.
Well, actually, we will stay US domestic our first year. So 2021 will be US domestic, and we are a web-based business. So I want to make sure that as soon as possible, we can start engaging women from all over the world. Because in my private Facebook group, which you are a part of, there are 42 countries represented. So,
Awesome.
although the US is the biggest pot or piece in that pie, we have other women in countries that want to do this thing with us. So first trip is actually to Nashville, Tennessee in April. And if you check the website, I've got teasers out for the whole year up to next January, a year and a half. Then we'll start going to Puerto Vallarta And then we'll start engaging other countries as things open and we're allowed to travel more fluidly.
Right. So talk a little bit about the difference. Like, this isn't just a book your trip, we're going, we're going the cheap route to the, nearest place. Like, this is luxury travel. It's very different. So tell us what that looks like.
So one of the difference between if there is a difference between luxury and affluent travel, and I want to really explain that, is affluent travelers tend to want to go and collect things, or their experiences are they're just very different. So a luxury traveler wants the experiences, and they want things that they couldn't go out and get on their own. And one thing I've seen in my development of this business is there's a sweet spot with group travel that you can get and do things that you couldn't do with a small group or solo travelers. So our sweet spot is between 20 and 30 women. So that's the amount we're going to be doing. But yes, we are not just everyone come on in and join. We are a membership-based business, which allows myself to vet out who is actually going to be going on these trips. And that's part of the number one thing that we're looking for, is that safety factor with our members. We all will be able to know more intimately who these women are on the trip. And in that 20 to 30, 20, we can get in some of those more exclusive, everything we do is a minimum of 4-star. Our aim is 5-star experiences, from travel to location to our culinary experiences, as well as any sightseeing things that we're doing. We just want to go and find new things, that you just wouldn't go if you went Grouponing, or nothing against Groupon. But if you're going out and trying to find these things on your own,
sure.
I'm down with travel agents that have 30 plus years experience in group travel to mastermind these amazing vacations / traveling with a purpose trips for our members.
Awesome. So you've mentioned it a couple of times, but tell me a little bit more about the traveling with a purpose.
Yeah, and I used to think that was my covert operation, but after speaking with a couple women, and we're very adamant that we really made this an overt operation. So because my purpose, one, with traveling and working with women, is to help them find their value and self-worth. And often we as women don't often get to find that in our regular busy day in life. We neglect ourselves. So part of that traveling is getting us out of our regular daily routine, or someone like me who has a gift of hospitality and loving and serving. I want to help women find that. But I don't want it to end with our travelers. I want to be able to use our platform as luxury travelers to think other than ourselves. And we don't expect every member to want to participate, but the option is there. So in every location we end up, we have on my staff, I have someone that is seeking an organization, a nonprofit, a ministry, whatever it is, that is actually helping in the rehabilitation of women coming out of human trafficking. That is the thing. So every location, whether it be U.S. domestic or international, we will find some sort of organization where we can go and serve them. And because I am a faith-based person, although the business is not set out that way, because it is my plan with the business to tithe of sorts, to give back 10% of my profit from each trip to that location. We will be serving them with time and money whenever we go.
Yeah, I love that. It ties into really a lot of the reason that I even started this show, which is always the last question I usually ask, but it seems appropriate that, that it ties in right to your business right up front, is the opportunity to give back. And I just feel like anytime we have influence or time or money or resources, that some of that definitely should always be redirected into giving back to the community in some way. And I love, love, love that that is an overt part of your company and your message.
Well, and this is something that had been burning in my heart because in the early 90s, I lived in Thailand for a while, and I was rudely introduced to human trafficking. And I was very naive, and I had made mention to a missionary that I was walking down the road with, hey, look at all these American and Australian men with their Thai girlfriends or wives. And he stopped me. And when you know something, you can never unknow it, right? When you see something, you never unsee it. So in 1992, I was abruptly introduced to human trafficking, and I was sad, shocked, but moved. Like it was never something that died in my spirit. I feel like I need to do something, and really not until I had the opportunity, and in planning what I want this business to look like, I'm like, you know what? This is it. This is the time. This is a time where I want to rally other women to go. And we're not combating it. We are helping women to rehabilitate. Because yes, you can take someone out of something, but unless we're investing in them to find their value and self-worth, once that has happened, what do? Often they go back to what they knew. And
it's about comfort zones. Right or wrong, it's the devil that they know versus the devil that they don't.
That's right. That's right. And, other women coming along, other women lifting them up and building them up. Isn't that what would make such a beautiful relationship with women all over the world?
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. So obviously, I know you are insanely busy. Tell us a little bit about some of the habits that you have put into place that help you stay on track.
So years ago, I started a lash business while I was going to school full time, mom of young kids. And I was like, I had never even opened a calendar and used it for any of its real purpose. So calendaring became a huge thing that I just had to do to keep. I figured, if I can get it out of my mind and put it down somewhere, my mind's open for other things.
Yeah.
And that truly happened. So calendaring was one of the things. And if it's not in my calendar, I'm not going to do it. But I'm also someone that's like, ooh, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. What can I fill that with to add value, not just to myself, but to other people? And part of that being painfully extroverted is I want to engage more people often. So yes, I work a full-time job in the city for the city of Meridian, and that is wonderful. I work in a capacity where I can be out there doing that, but I've exclusively set time aside from that job on the nights and weekends and my lunch hour, like today, to really do my very best to rapidly bring awareness to what Ladies Only Travel is. So, I calendar in my family time, my relationship with my boyfriend, my parents, my kids, my granddaughter, excuse me. And, I just make it happen. For me, it's the calendar.
Yeah, I love that. I'm definitely a calendar aficionado as well. If it's not in there, it does not happen.
Right.
And that's been really key as I've started to branch out into other projects and kind of divided my time with both giving and family and friends and making sure that I'm keeping as much balance in my life as possible. I don't know that for an entrepreneur that's ever truly possible, but it's balance that works for me. And I think that using my calendar is key to making that happen for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are on a day-to-day basis some of the non-negotiables, both in your life, your business life and your personal life, things that you absolutely are not going to skip on?
Eating.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I mean, sometimes we went, any business owner, they get so wrapped in what they're doing, they don't sit down to take time for themselves. And honestly, eating has to be one, and that's with your family or friends.
Yeah.
It's actually breaking away physically from the work that you're doing. So also when my kids come to me, I want to be available. So for me, working from home right now allows me that opportunity. So I can put down what I'm doing, engage them, go on a walk or go on a car ride, whatever, and I can come back to it. But I want to be there for my kids. And same with my boyfriend, the rest of my family. I will not forego doing a good job, doing my job well that I have with the city. That's number one to me. And just relationship building. Sometimes we, as an entrepreneur, see everything through the lens of, ooh, this is work. I want it to be relationships.
Yeah.
Because people know me, I want them to know she's genuine, right? Like she'll literally stop and I'm the person in front of her and nothing else matters.
Yes.
That's what I want to portray in my engagement with people.
Yeah, I think being present like that is so, so, so important, not just in business relationships or personal relationships, but in any kind of a relationship. Being able to give another human being the acknowledgement that they are seen and heard, right where they are is so, so important.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So obviously things get chaotic in your world. What do you do to bring things back into focus?
Well, I have a very strong faith. So I try to stay humble and read the word or engage in music that sets me back to where I should be. Um, and honestly, I'm a talker. So the more I get it out of me and
Mhm.
can and talk about what might be my stressors or what have you, the quicker I can get through it. And I'm very value driven. So my purpose, yeah, I might feel the feels today, but I know that there's a greater purpose or my values bring me forward. And I just keep going. Sometimes my nose is just down to the ground and I'm just going. And I know that this too shall pass, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite things of all time. Every time things get really tough, I'm always like, this too shall pass. It may pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass.
Right. Absolutely.
I love it. Obviously you're really new to this entrepreneurial world
Yeah.
and really digging into it. So as just coming out of that fresh space, if there was someone else that were just about to start a business, what would be the one best piece of advice that you would give?
And that's easy for me because as an entrepreneur, we're asking people to invest in us, right? But if you're not willing to invest in your business, really, what are you asking of people? So I hired a business coach, the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And although I felt like I was probably on the right track, she's been able to tweak things or just create a new mindset. I'm like, oh, great idea. For instance, like I'm now a content creator in social media instead of a content consumer. You know how much time that gave me back? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Little mind shifts like that. So for me, the thing that I had to do, and I think is really healthy to do, is hire a business coach.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely 110% agree. I hired my first coach in 2012, and I have never looked back. I have always had a mentor or a coach of some kind helping me out, someone I could go to lean on when things get really tough, and someone that would hold me accountable and not let me be like, well, things were busy and I didn't get my goals met. No, none of
That's
that. None of that. And I love being that person for other people as well as they move through their stuff.
and I
So,
hope in trekking through entrepreneurship that I can share my Jodi wisdoms with,
yeah,
right? Because what we learn in life or go through in life, there's no value unless we share it with other people. And
absolutely.
that's what I love to do. I love to teach, educate, and share my goods and bads, right? So people can learn from them.
Yes. Yes. So much. Yes. I love it. I love it. So, what is the best way for people to find you and more about Ladies Only Travel if they're interested?
Great. Well, I'm on social media. So Ladies Only Travel on Instagram. Jodi St-Martin, that's ST-MARTIN on Facebook. And then our website, which is really beautiful, it's ladiesonlytravel.com. You can find more, and there's ways to contact me or get involved with our email distribution to receive more information on our trips.
That is so fantastic. I am beyond thrilled for you. I have loved watching the beginnings of this journey, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fabulous. I appreciate your time and coming on the My WHIM Life show. I will absolutely be sure to put all your contact information down in the show notes below so that everyone can get more information about you and what you've got going on.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Mwah. Thank you so much for tuning in to the My WHIM Life show today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a moment of the goodness.